everybody, this is Ananya, and I'm sorry if we haven't been posting videos lately, but anyways, I am going to do a chess lesson with you guys. So it's for basic for people who don't know how to play chess, and I'm using the website chess.com and how to move the pieces. So let's get started, and I need to share my sound.
Chess is one of the oldest and most recognized games in the world. It is an exciting game of strategy and planning, which is why it is seen as a symbol of intelligence. However, chess is easy to learn and can be enjoyed by anyone at any level. Chess is played on an 8x8 board with 64 squares and 32 pieces, and the game is all about checkmating the king. Once the king is in checkmate, which we'll explain later, then the game is over. So to start, let's meet the king. Even though the king is the most important piece in chess, it isn't the most powerful. The king can only move one square at a time in any direction. Here are the squares where the white king can currently move. Here's one move. Now the king could move here, and here's another king move. In chess, both players have identical sets of pieces. You have a king, and so does your opponent. Each player will take turns making a move until the game is over. Now that you've learned how the king moves, it's your turn to practice moving the king.
Alright guys, so now I am going to tell you, we'll play some games, not games, but examples from this video. So, the king is marching to the top corner of the board. Can you move the king straight up one square to get closer to the corner? So, this is your king, and it had I'll just underline the squares it can move to, and it wants to get to this goal. Okay, and the king can move like this, like that, like this, like this, that, this, and its goal is to reach there. So what's the first move you can make? And it says, can you move the king straight up one square to get closer? And straight is up. So then, can you find the move now? I'll give you a few seconds, like 5 about. Or you can pause the video if this is too fast for you and relook at the video, but this is the right move. Excellent. The king climbs up the board and is now touching the top left corner square. So the king is ready to move to the top left corner square. Can you reach the king straight up to the board to reach this square? So here's where it wants to go, and this is the move. It's saying the top right, so you would move one up again. Excellent. The king climbs up to the top of the board. He wants to move into the center of the board. Can you move the king up one square diagonally to the right? So the right is this square, like whatever's over on this side. Like this, for example, is on the right side. So the king wants to move the center of the board. Can you move the king diagonally up one square? So the king's here, diagonal will be there. So we can just move it like this. Great job. You move the king to the center of the board. Also pause this because these are challenging questions. Not challenging, but questions you can like based on the video. So pause the video since I'm already telling you the answers. Great job. You move the king into the center of the board. Right to move. The king wants to move to another center square. This time, you move the king to the side, one square to the right. So like I explained, right is this way. So to go right, he wants to go one square to the right. So here. Good job. The king visits another center square. So these are the center squares. I can't underline anymore. Here, these are the center squares. The king wants to move to the corner square. It is touching. Can you move the king straight down to the corner? So this would be the corner, and then you would just move down. So now we're gonna move on to our next lesson. We're gonna do one. After this, we'll do another one. Here, one moment. Let me share my sound.
The king might be the most important piece in chess, but the queen is by far the most powerful. Like the king, the queen can move in any direction, forward, backward, to the sides, as well as diagonally. Unlike the king, the queen can move as far as she wants in any direction. The one thing the queen can't do is jump over other pieces. Let's look at some queen moves. In this position, the queen could go all the way up the diagonal. She could slide all the way across the board. She could now move all the way down here. Or she could make some shorter moves, like here, here, and here's another queen move. Earlier, we mentioned that the queen cannot jump over other pieces. In this position, let's say the queen wants to get to this square. Notice that the king is currently in the way of the queen. So the queen would have to move to another square first, and only then, on the next turn, could the queen move here.
Also, I'm just going to tell you another way. Here, let me go back into the video. So when you want to reach it there, you could also move the king, then go there. I'm just saying another way.
Now that you've learned how the queen moves, it's your turn to practice moving the queen.
Alright, so now let's practice how to move the queens. Let's start the challenges. So the powerful queen wants to travel all the way to the top of the board in a single move. Can you find the move? She wants to get to the top. So powerful queen wants to travel in a single move. I'm just underlining it so we know what to do. So can you find a way so that this king can go straight up, and straight up would mean all the way, sorry, my mouse got stuck, all the way to the top, right? So it wants to go there. It wants to go there. So how can she do it? Remember, the queen can move in any square position she wants, except she cannot jump over pieces. So how would she move? She would go straight up. Excellent job. The queen reaches the top of the board in a single move. Now the queen wants to move sideways to the right, visiting the corner of the board in a single move. Can you move the queen to the square? So, right, I explained was this way. So she would move over here. Good job. The queen slides to the corner of the board. The queen wants to slide down the diagonal and reach the lower left hand corner of the board in a single move. This is it. Can you find the move? So we can go all the way there. Please, excellent. Please pause the video if this is a little fast. The queen wants to move straight up the board and reach the top left-hand corner square. But white's king is in the way. Can you find him? Can you find a queen move where it can reach the goal on the following turn? So the queen wants to move. I think she wants to go up there. Yeah. So we can first move the queen there. Fantastic. The queen is now ready to move to the diagonal to reach its desired square on the next turn. Now you can just go to its desired square, which is over here. So, bam! There, you're ready for the next lesson, the rook. Let's go there.
After the queen, the rook is the second most powerful piece. It can move up, down, and to the sides as far as it wants, but the rook can only move in straight lines. Like the other pieces we've looked at so far, the rook also can't jump over any other piece. Let's take a look at some rook moves. In this position, the rook could move straight up, it could slide to the corner, it could move all the way down the board, to the other side, or it could make some shorter moves, like here and here. Now that you've learned how
It just moves like the queen and just up and down and side to side. It can move exactly like the queen, but no diagonals and cannot jump over pieces.
the rook moves, it's your turn to practice moving the rook.
Alright, the rooks want to travel up and reach the other side of the board in just one move. Can you find that move? So we want to travel up to the board in one move. But, this one. So find it and just move it up. Great job, you did it. Okay. The rook would like to visit one of the four corner squares on the chessboard. Can you find the corner square it can move to now? So these are the four corner squares, right? That. So right now the king is in this corner square, so we can. It's not this one, and then in one move. So for example, the rook can go here, and same with here in two moves. For example, this one, and then there, or this one, and then there. It's their choice. But so but that is in two moves, so then we can eliminate both these two. So now the only square left is this one. So and it's in one move if we test it. Excellent. The rook reaches one of the four corner squares. Both rooks want to move sideways to the right all the way to the other side of the board. Which rook can reach the other side in a single move? So this one and this. So right now, this rook. Sorry. Let me just read. All right. So this rook is blocked by this king. So we know it can't be this one. Now left is this rook. So let's move it now. There. Fantastic. Great job. Both rooks want to reach the top right-hand corner square, but only one rook can travel. They're in two moves. Which rook? So he wants to reach the top right-hand corner square, but only which. So talking about this one. So let's first see. There's two rooks, this and this. How would he reach it? So let's look at this rook first. Let's undo this one. So it has about two pieces in its way. So that means it has to move the king somewhere and the queen somewhere. But then that's 1, 2. This would be the third move, and we don't want the third, right? So let's look at this rook. It has to be this one. 1, then 2. So it works. The rook in the lower right-hand corner is blocked by its own pieces. The rook wants to move to the lower left-hand corner in just 2 moves. Can you move another piece to open the rook's path? Okay. So it wants to read this one. So we know it has to be this rook. So then we can just move the king out of the way. And we're ready to the bishop. See you guys in my next video. Bye!